Hello, welcome back, fellow Malaysians, Singaporeans, and friends from around the world to another edition of Random Musings with Jae Yong in Singapore, where we delve into the serious, the silly, and everything in between about my life in this tiny little red dot I call home in the last 2+ years. Welcome back, folks. It's been a long time since I actually posted an episode. I guess it's about a year ago. Many things has happened, concerts, and even there was a change in the tool. About 7 months ago, Spotify for Podcaster announced an update where Anchor will no longer be the editor and will be replaced with Riverside. And I'm using Riverside right now to record this podcast. It's quite a challenge because all these transitions, background music, everything has changed, and I have to do all this at re-editing the templatization as well. It's a bit more troublesome right now in terms of recording and editing, but I hope in the upcoming episodes I'll be able to do something slightly more different. And what a better time to do a podcast right now because I've just been through a very challenging season in the last 3 months. I would say almost 4 months. In fact, when I think about doing podcasting again, I realize, those episodes that I made last year, the 7 episodes, podcasting actually made me a better public speaker, a better speaker in general because it helps me to be very conscious about what I say. And not only be conscious about what I say, but also how I say and what I think as well. And a lot of people don't realize, to be a good speaker, you need to always, you need to record yourself. You need to listen to what you say and find out what exactly you tend to say and what are the things that you are not good at and needs to be improved. It all can be done through introspection, retrospection. And I'll just give you an example. In my very first few recordings, I had so many fillers. The ums, the ahs, and for disclosure's sake, I actually use the editing tool to remove all the uhs and ums to make it more smooth. But along the way, I realized that this is not sustainable. I needed to become a better speaker by using less fillers, making more pauses so that I could rely less on the digital tools, right? So it makes post editing easier. It makes me even more confident as a speaker because a good speaker not only is good at delivering content, not just good at knowing when to increase the tone, the pitch, but also know when to take a pause, like right now. You see, the pause there is so important because it helps the listener to stop and think what I just said. So coming back to this episode, last 3.5 months, I was in a very difficult and challenging season of my life. It's probably the most challenging season as my team in Singapore was completely made redundant, and we had 3 months to find a new job. And you know, this is not a challenge. This is not an easy season because a lot of companies, especially big techs or even other IT companies, that's in general, are cutting down people in Singapore because Singapore is a really expensive place to operate business, to hire people to run businesses, and a lot of these companies have also shift their operations to overseas. When I say overseas, meaning out of Singapore to even countries at a lower cost. So Malaysia is moving from Singapore to Malaysia, especially in KL, is a very common move by these tech companies. Relocating, not relocating, sorry, basically rehiring the entire team in Manila, in India. These are very common strategic this tech company makes. And so I was a victim, my team was a victim of these changes. When I think about it, I kind of felt very relieved because there was a huge relief that I don't have to leave this country and find a job again. Being a PR in Singapore means that I could stay here indefinitely without even having a job, so that PR was a saving grace and a safety net for me to continue staying. Even though I got this PR, I still need to fight for my future. I still need to find a role that's suitable for my skill set based on my experiences in IT. I was just trying out to see whether I could apply to all the roles that I thought I could make. I was applying to a lot of sales roles, account manager roles, but I just couldn't get any interviews. April, May, I applied to quite a few sales related or account manager roles, and it was tough. If you ever see my LinkedIn profile, you would know that my profile is not a generic sales professional. I've never done sales before, but I'm quite an aggressive person. So in terms of trying new things, pushing people, getting changes done, getting projects done. But in terms of closing deals, creating demand on a product, that's something that I've not done well, at least not in the B2B scene. And it's not easy to sell a technology because there's so many factors at play and also to consider when it comes to the selling process and also the buyer's persona as well. We need to find out who are our ideal customer profile. We need to know what are the customers facing day to day in terms of their challenges. Based on all those factors, we need to create demand. We need to educate the customers. It's not easy. This whole 3 months has been quite crazy. When it comes to job searching, I was trying to find out whether I could get a similar job at maybe a slightly higher pay, because I think I need a pay bump. Or second, try out a job that I've done before in the past, and perhaps it's time to get back again. And third, try something completely new that I have no experience for, but yet people are willing to take me. So there were just these three options that I dabbled with. What I did learn was also not painful but rather useful. You have to set up job alerts, because recruiters or any hiring managers will look at the very first few resumes because it's fresh in their email, in their inbox. Next thing you know, if the job posting has been around for hours, it might have even more than 100 applications by then. So it's a very competitive market. And yeah, I set myself a target of 2 or 3 quality applications. When I say 2 to 3 quality applications, it's not just click on LinkedIn, easy apply, and then just that's it. I have to tailor. I actually just use a generic resume. The resume has to be updated with my latest achievements and what I did for this current company. And I sent out maybe 20 to 50 job postings. LinkedIn easy apply. It didn't work because there was no customization. It's tough. Along the way, I realized that we need to tailor the bullet points. We need skills, area of expertise, and also the job title that you want to apply for. When you adding the job title underneath your name, it's one of the best practices that I also learned throughout this 3 months of job search. It kind of worked because that gotten me more replies, and I also use ChatGPT to help me analyze job description and see whether a certain job is suitable for my background or not. These little things that I've done also help me along the way to make sure that I send out very good quality applications most of the time. Quite an exciting job for a big company, an American company, and I just look forward to being in the tech space again, but it's not and I look forward to seeing you. If you like my podcast, please subscribe to this podcast channel on Spotify. Thank you. Bye.